It is the One True Dreamer live on YouTube. The game is SnowRunner. It is almost 10 o'clock. I'm bored out of my mind. So, what else is a man to do but do something? So, what else is a man to do but... There we go. That is working. And, I added a couple of mods, and the modifications are for tire volumetrics. That tells me the grade of each individual tire. You can do that on an app, but I just don't want to do that. What's the point of running a cell phone and looking at an app for tires? You know what I mean? So I decided to grab and download that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check it out. See, it does work. Nice. Yeah, exactly. You see 3.1.04? That is bad. You want them colors up in the greens and yellows. That is bad. That is a real bad. Like, these are mid-level, because 3 is the highest you go. So 1.5 and up is 50%. So if you, like this one here, that's a well-balanced tire. That's damn near a perfect 50% tire in every grade of terrain. I would like to see more 1.9. This is off-road. And there's not very good ones here. The best one that I see so far is the UOD. Like, that is horrible. But that's a 2 and a 2.2. So the 0.5 is pavement. 2 in the middle is off-road, and the 2.2 is mud. So what we're looking at is the one I chose, and that's a 2.1 and a 2.1. So the 200 kilograms is its weight limit. And weight rating is I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. I think the 200 kilograms is like the amount of weight that each tire can hold. And then it says 1.3 weight rating. I don't really go off of that. I go off of the first 3 because they're gonna be more accurate. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see these showing 3 and 1.3. That's not good. That is not good. See, that one says 2 and 2.4. So I usually use these tires But the problem with it is they're not as good in mud as they say they are. These are. Because they're saying 2.4 on this one in mud. No, they are not, because you do not go across the top, because the weight of the cargo makes the difference. Now, if there wasn't no fuel on there, that would be one thing. But with the fuel that I'm rolling right now, it's heavier. So rolling with this tire is better in the mud than these. These take a lot longer than these do to get through mud. I was just wanting to see it, to see if things were actually changed about. Like the tires that are on the Dairy right now, the Dairy Longhorn, I know for a fact those are the best tires that you can use for off-road and mud. They are the best in both. But when you hit rock, no. And that's one thing that I've noticed, is that even though you have a higher spec on like off-road, it doesn't mean that those tires will grip, because they need softness in order to do it. Like, let me show you real quick. It's easier to, because most of these trucks have that same tire on it, because I've noticed it. I've 100% just noticed it driving the truck so much. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you numbers. This is the mod. It gives you the numbers. Yeah, C314. Yeah, that's no good. See, like this, 1.7 on road, a 1.7 off road, and a 1 in the mud. So this would be good if you were just tinkering around, you know, in a map that didn't have a lot of mud in it. See, and again, the AMD3s, the ATMD3, again, is the most balanced tire. And then this one, it's got a 1.9 on UAD1, meaning it's a great road tire. You see, it's a good soft compound. See how it sinks? It's a nice soft compound, great, holds the road perfect as a road tire. But as you can see, when you hit off-road, you got off-road and mud right here. This right here is the best tire. The UOD2 is usually the best tire that you can put on a small vehicle like this. It really is. If you're needing, you know, you need a lot of good off-road, 2 in the mud is you know what I mean? It's 2/3 of the way there of max, so. And that cable in this game is still glitched the fuck out. They might as well just remove it. Okay, so mud tires. You see right here, the MHS2s, look at that. 2.3 off-road, 2 in the mud. And then you got these bad boys. These are ones I like to use a lot. Right here, these ones, sorry. Right here. And that's a 2.4 with a 2.1. It's got good off-road, means it'll grab rocks real good. You know what I mean? Good for grabbing rocks off-road. This is a good rock tire, rock climbing tire. I'm not going to lie to you. This is usually what I have on vehicles when I know I'm going to go through rocky places, and these tires are real good at holding on. And then again, that's 2.5 almost. That's almost max. Remember, because 3 is the highest you can get. Now with these ones, this one's almost a 2 on rock and all that. It'll slip more on rocks. But when you hit that mud, this thing will go. It will go. It will cook right through it. This is the highest mud spec tire. And as you can see, 2.3 and 2 right here on the 49s. Now, they're saying that this is about, and like I said, I use this tire a lot. I do. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I like to switch it up. You know what I mean? You look. This has got more grab. It's like you know that this one has more for the mud. It's saying no, it has more for the off-road. No, it don't. I know for a fact this is more of an off-road mud tire than anything. When you get these tires on rock, they slide. There's no way 2.3 is correct. I would say maybe 1.92, and then in the mud, they're about a 2.4 or 2.6. I can tell you that right now, because I roll these tires. You've seen me drive on stone and everything with this. They don't wrap around the stone. They get stuck because they don't, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But again, they're saying that this tire is the Mac Daddy of off-road. This is the one that I usually use right here. Is this one? Right here. I've messed with these ones before. I like this tire. This tire is a good tire to use off-road. But I usually use this one. You'll see a few of my rigs with this on it. If you look at this tread pattern. But this one here, I've used this one. But I like how he said the stats on these two are lower than the regular in-game tires. No, they're not. These are higher. I can tell you right now, JAT values are higher than regular tires in this game. I can tell you that 1,000%, dude. The jack of all trade tire means that. It's a balance to do the same amount of value for two particular surfaces. That's what jack of all trades means. It's a jack of all trades. Now you can see on road it's like nothing. That's because the two values that are the highest, that are going to be higher, are these. And also because they're all trade tires, they're going to be a higher value than these. Because these are a higher spec tire than regular tires. It's already been proven. So dude's got numbers. That's well and great. But he ain't got all the good numbers because these tires are ass off-road. I can tell you that for a fact, Jack. That these tires right here, you will slide off a rock ledge so fucking fast with these tires that it's saying it's a 2. Bullshit. 1.7, maybe 1.5 to a 1.7 off-road, but when you hit the mud with these, great. They do great. These ones, fantastic off-road. I can tell you these things grip rock like nobody's business. When you hit the mud, completely worthless. I would say 1.5, maybe a 1.5 tops, because you get no grip in the mud with these. Now, if you're using these will perform way better than these. And if I have to buy 2 trucks of these, of this same truck, and buy 2 and put these 2 fucking tires on it and roll a test to the same exact area side by side, I'll fucking do it. But I'm telling you right now, there's no way that these stock fucking tires from the game are better valued than jack of all trade. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. I can tell you that right now. See, these are better because they're a little softer. You know, they got, as you can see at the bottom, it gets a little flat, and then there's ones that don't. Look at that. You see the sag in that tire? That's because that thing's softer than this tire. And that means better traction all the way around on stone and in fucking, you know what I mean? This tire, and this tire are the same width and height. But we're going to show you. We're going to show you, man. Sitting here talking about it's not going to show you. So it's saying 1.8 and 2.5. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to test that theory. They're saying this is the best tire of all. Because it's got 2.4 on off-road and 2.1 in mud. So this runs at 3 is the highest value and all that. But this is the mod that I got, that I downloaded, so I wouldn't have to keep dicking around on my phone looking at tire values. They've actually added it into the mod thing so you can read the tire values and know what each corresponding tire is best for your truck. But I can tell you now, these two are full of shit. 1,000%. There is no way that's a 2.4. And there's no way that's a 2. That ain't happening. But we're going to try this one out. Because they're saying this is a 2.6 in mud. Now remember, we have this one on. This one right here. The MHS 2. That's saying a 2.3 and a 2. And I bet you this tire will go through better than this tire right here. Any day. We're about to give this the Pepsi challenge, my friends. Now, according to this, it's all-wheel drive capability. Here's off-road. Okay. Now you're going to see some shit. We're fully repaired, fully refueled. My original set of tires on. We're gonna come down the hill and we're gonna go right through that same spot. We're gonna go right through that same spot with these tires on, and we're gonna look at the mud value. Already better performance off-road. No dip block, just like the other one. I put dip block on just like I did with the other one. Okay, so both the tires failed there. I was trying to see how it would do over driving over stumps. As you can see, no bueno on both. Now we're gonna run the path. We're gonna go full stop right over here on this hill, and we're gonna go through it. Now this is no dip block. The truck's moving. See? Just very slowly. Now we're gonna give dip lock. See, this is one of these trucks that's perfect to use over here if you want to test a mud tire, because it's gonna tell you what's gonna move and what ain't. This is still moving, but just barely. Like, look at that. Look how hard it took this to get through this. Now we're going to give it a real run from here. Get the RPM up, go. You gotta see me use wheel wiggle the whole shebang-a-bang. I'm gonna try to follow the best paths all the way through this water, right through here, and then climb the hill back up. Because remember, this is a higher rating off-road and in the mud. So we're gonna find out. Now I'm seeing like damn near 0 tire spin. You see what I'm saying? It's holding. Yeah, you just watched that. Now you seen that. Right up that 0 hesitation. Now we're going to get that other tire again, and we're going to try it in the hole again. This is what I'm saying. There's no fucking way on God's green earth that this tire is better than the one I'm using. It is no fucking way on God's green earth. Will it ever be? We're testing all the other tires that this thing's been bragging about. This one here says 1826 in the mud. We're going to find out. This is the one I just bought before. We're going to run it. I want to test this because, of course, I want the best tires to get the job done for my vehicles. And I'm going to test if this mod is even worth keeping on for tire rating. We're just going to lock her right into too low because we're going to use it anyway. Get around that rock so we can get there quicker. Now they're saying this in the mud is a 2.6. I can tell you right now they're already full of shit because this is moving a lot slower than it was with the other tires. See, look at this. There's no way. And that's what I'm talking about. Now we're over here. We're going to flip around. Now remember, this has a 2.6 on mud rating. Yeah, it can't even get out. Look at it. A 2.6 mud rating and it's spinning like a madman in low gear. The lowest fucking gear you can use. Bullshit. Okay, we're gonna go with it moving because I think this thing's gonna sink like a turd. Gonna follow the same path. Now remember, we were in we were at a low with dip lock. And we're gonna go right up the same path. These tires are spinning. Now remember, I didn't use the winch to haul myself up with the last set of tires. So this is already telling me that this is full of shit. Because you're going to look at the rating off-road and the mud. And I'm gonna prove a fucking point to you. I told you before that I've tested all these tires out extensively over the years that these tires have been out to find the best ones. And I'm going to tell you right now, the best tire that you're going to have for a medium vehicle like this one is going to be the MHS2. And I'm telling you right now, you know for a fact that 2.3 on off-road is bullshit because you just watched that motherfucker climb a vertical straight up hill and up over it and onto the fucking land without even spinning a tire or making a trench. You just watch this fucking tire literally just balls out, just fucking crap out completely. You see what I'm saying? Now they're saying this is better than these. I beg to differ. We're about to fucking prove it. So we're going to sell these. We're going to put these back on. Sell these. And these right here used to be what I used. But I went and switched to these. These are actually better than these in the mud. These are better in the mud than these. And I'll prove it to you. So if you don't have the jack of all trade tires, you're about to fucking learn which ones are better. It's going to be these. These can go over like rock and mud like nobody's business. If you know how to drive like a pro, you know, use the wheel wiggle and second high, you know, and low with differential lock. These tires outperform these tires every fucking day because these tires are narrower. They do not have as much contact mass as those do. You see that? Not as much. These are wider. You can see it. These have a wider sidewall, but tread, contact point tread, these are wider. These are not. These are softer, better. So we're going to show you. We're going to show you now, okay, the difference. They're saying that these tires are better than these tires. It's like, no, they're not. No way. I will show you. That way, if you don't have jack of all trade tires, I'm going to show you the difference between this tire and the other one. That way you know what you're getting without jack of all trade tire. Because I know a lot of people who didn't get that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you didn't want to pay the $2.99 for them, that's your prerogative. I'm not saying these tires are awful. I'm just saying they're not the best. And they're not, and I'm sorry, but the numbers, no. The numbers are nowhere near what a JAT can do. The JATs are softer. They have a higher value. That's the whole point of those tires. They have higher values than normal in-game tires. That's why they were purchasable. We're going to follow that same path. Yeah, we're stuck. So far, the only fucking tire that can make it through it is the ones that I already have, that I had on it and bought. But remember, we're going to give them all the same go. Because it's saying that this has better mud traction. And I know it don't, because it doesn't have as much tire mass. It's saying it does, but it don't. Look at how bad the tires are spinning. Now remember, they're saying that these are better than JATs. They can't even fucking make it. Now look at that. Even in low gear, this thing is spinning. The tires are spinning. Now, we were in 2. Now, look at that. Look at the tire spin. Yeah, bullshit. See, you can already see it. That's my fucking point here. This is what I'm trying to prove to you. They're full of fucking shit, dude. They are full of fucking shit. See, this is just the basic MHS2s. These are JAT MHS2s. Totally different lug pattern, totally better all around. You literally see me climb that fucking dirt hill without ever using the winch. I connected the winch, but I drove the truck up just in case it tried to flip or something, and then I would hit the button. Never did. It just went right up and over on its own. That's my fucking point here. You see, you can try to polish a turd, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking turd. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So I'm gonna tell you right now, these fucking tires right here, there's no fucking way that these are better than these. Absolutely in no way. I think we tested this one already. Or was it this one? But here's we're going to go again because these are the MHS2s and 49s. I just noticed we were using 44s. So what we're going to do is we're going to redo the test with 49s. That's my bad. I didn't catch that. Redo the test. I'm all about the numbers, dude. Anything that'll help me get my job done easier, safer, and faster, I'm gonna put the time in. See, off-road, it's fantastic. So now you see numerically, even with the 49 inch, these still will not outperform the tires that I already had on it. Now we're doing this with an empty truck, not a loaded truck. Because if this were loaded, it would be even worse to try to get through here. I'm using every trick in the book. You see, look at this, to get this thing in and going. I'm using the light duty tap, the wheel turn. I'm literally in the lowest gear doing the light duty turns to try to get this through it. And the other one, I never even had to hold it. I just was gone right through it the whole time, never even let off it. Yeah, you see, I'm not even going to waste my time. It would take an hour to get to the hill. And even if we got to the fucking hill, the wheels wouldn't work. This is my point. This is why I bought the JAT tires. Because I know they're better. I know for a fucking fact they're better. And this thing is around like Donkey Kong, dude. There's no fucking way. And mud tires, those tires are better. That these fucking tires are better than anything else. Like this one here, I'm about to show you. These will run through fucking mud way better than what these do. You're about to see it. You're about to see it. Now, I'm telling you, the best tire for these trucks, for mid-size and heavy trucks, I'm going to tell you, are going to be just a few tires. Certain ones. And for mediums and heavies, I usually use this bad boy right here, because these things on a medium truck will go through mud like nobody's business, and they climb like a friggin' animal. Like I said, if you back my video up that you're watching right now, about 10-15 minutes when I was using these tires, I went through all that mud, and then at that nice straight up incline hill, just drove right straight up that hill, up and over and on and around and back to the damn garage. This is the only tires that have made it so far without having to use a winch up that main hill. Everything else, I think there was only one other set of tires that did it, and it was, I think these ones was the one I was testing. These ones or these ones? I think it was these ones. These were the ones I was testing right here. This one. And that didn't even do really great in the mud. That didn't do better than these, even though it says it will. I know it didn't. So we're going to test these ones out now for people that don't have JAT tires. They have just basic game tires. And I'm going to show you that this tire is better spec'd than this tire. This one is great at off-roading and good for rocks to a certain degree. but it's good in off-roading and mud and certain like low-level mud. Like if the mud's about halfway the size of your tire, this tire will do great. This one here, if you go on stone, is badass. It will hold stone like nobody's business, dude. It like deflates and just grabs and goes. And it's decent in mud. I think it's a lot better than mud than the other one, but only way to prove it's to show you, and we're going to get you right back to a nice sunny day here, and we're going to get it. This is the new tire mod. It's a mod that shows the spec of your tires. It's a new mod that shows the specs. It doesn't change the tire. It just tells you what their values are. And it's fun to show it. But you can see already, because of the mass of this tire, look at this. This is in 2 and it's moving better than the other tires. You see that? You can see the movement. Why? Because it's a wider tire and it's heavier. So it's going to grab better. See that? And now if we do the know your role maneuver where it's, you see how it's moving a lot faster than what the other ones were? We already know it's moving faster and would have got out faster. So what we're doing is just, we can see it. Not as good as the JAT, but better than the other one. I'm not going to sit here wasting too much of your time trying to show you the value difference. Look, going through the same hole, no wheel spin, nice and steady. You won't destroy the trail if the tires don't spin. But you can already see the tire performance in the mud between this one and the other one that said it had better mud value is bullshit. Because this has more contact point. And I knew it was full of shit as soon as I seen it. Look at how fast this is going through. See, you get to the same point, drop it into low, look at it go. You can see it already trying to pull itself out. Look at the bed of the truck, look at the grass. Stare at one point at the bed of the truck and you'll see the grass moving. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I'm not even following the same path. But that's what I'm saying. They're saying these tires are better than the JATs when they're not. I mean, look at this. We're stuck again. Now, just to show you this ain't a fluke, I'm going to drive on a path, so, and then look, straight up this hill, just like the other one. Look at that. Told you. This is the only other tire that'll get you up there, besides the JAT tire. So, if you don't have the JAT pack, I want you to write this down. This is for medium trucks, off-road trucks, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like medium trucks, off-road, heavy truck. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the better values. Okay, so you just seen that this is the only other tire that can make it up that hill without a winch, other than the JATs. So if you have JATs, you're going to take 49s, no lift on the billet. On the billet, do not put the lift on it. If you put the lift on it, you'll make it too top heavy and front heavy if you put the lift on it. You don't need to put the lift on it. Leave it basic. I'll show you. But get your mud tires, and I'm going to tell you right now, your two best tires that you're going to use if you don't have jack of all trade tires, you're going to use these. This is a tire you want on a medium and a heavy truck. This tire, and if you don't have jack of all trade, this tire is the one you want. Trust me. Have faith in Jimmer. Go test it out if you don't believe me. A lot of people are all like, well, I used the MHS5 and blah, 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 you know, and it's like, dude, the MHS5 is one of the shittiest tires in the game. Okay, I'm gonna tell it to you for real. That 2.4 on off-road is bullshit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Maybe 1.8 tops. The mud, I'm sorry, the value that they gave it is still not good enough for me. I still think that's bullshit on that tire too. I think 1.8. To be honest, I think the MH, even on a JAT, no, this is even critiquing JAT. The MHS5 is a 1.8, 1.8. I guarantee it. It's got decent traction here and there when it wants to. But dude, when you hit certain rock types, nope, you slip off. You get into certain mud types or depths, no. Even though it's got a lot of mass, you know, and ground contact, the reason it's so shitty is because it's a harder tire. It doesn't want to, you know, it's not soft, it's a harder tire. So it doesn't want to flex with the stuff you drive on. Whereas this one definitely will. And this one definitely will. These two tires are going to give you the best performance out of your trucks. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's no arguing it. I just showed it to you. I could go through this whole list of tires and show you. But I'm telling you right now, the MHS2 from Jack of All Trade, the Jack of All Trade MHS2 is the best tire for medium and heavy off-road trucks. Now, if you don't have Jack of All Trade, MHS3 is the best tire you're going to have for medium, heavy and off-road truck. But now that you can see, these stats are somewhat there, but I've already shown you. You see, 3 is the highest you can go. That's what I'm showing you. And then you got the mass after the tire, because the first one, like, let's say here where you see the 0.8, that's road. 3.1, that's your off-road, and the 1.8 is your mud. Then you got 200 kilograms. That is, of course, that's the mass of your tire. And then, as you can see after that, there's 2%. I want to say 2%. That is your softness. Now you see that one, how it's 2.5. That's because you see how it gets fat at the bottom and bulges. The higher that number, the softer the tire is, meaning the more it'll conform to rock or hold on to shit in the mud. Like right there, you see it. .5, you see that bulge in the bottom of the tire again. It's bulging out at the bottom. That means it'll hold on to stone better. And then you see these ones. These ones don't bulge as much. But you see the value is 1.13? That's telling you that it's going to be better to holding grip in the mud. So the first one is your total vehicle weight rating, which is 200, meaning it can hold a lot of weight. The second one after that is telling you how soft the tire is. And the third one is telling you how hard your tire is. So if you have a value that's like a 2.5 with a 1, you're going to have a great tire. So you're looking for the magic number of 200, 2.5, and over 1. And that's where mud tires come into play. And that's what I'm saying. If you're looking, you've got the 2.3, the 2, which we know for a fact that it's better in mud than 2, but it's got a 0.79 wheel rating for, like, the sag, just because it's a harder tire. But it's a 2.5 and a 7.9. That's pretty good. That's way up there. Now you see how the MHS3, the one I told you you'd want to put on, look at the stats right there. 2.4 off-road, 2 in the mud, 200 kilograms, 2.5, 8.4. That is the best tire rating you're going to have of all. So when you look at it at 49, same thing. See? 2.4. It's actually, in my opinion, it's a 2.5, a 2.5, 200, a 2.5, and a 1. For not having, so your red 0.5 on this line that I'm highlighting, that's your on-road. 2.4 in green is telling you it's good off-road out of 3, 2.4 out of 3, and your mud is 2 out of 3. You're at 200 kilograms of mass weight when you're hauling per tire, which is great. Your 2.5 is how soft your tire is, and your 8.4 is how good your tire grips in the mud. So that's what I'm telling you. This is the best tire you're going to have overall. And I knew this before this guy's numbers. That's why I was telling you the numbers here are wrong. Because this one outperforms this one all day long in both aspects. because it has more mass. And I proved it. You've seen it. So if you have a medium or a heavy, these are the tires you want to use. This is basically the ultimate tire if you don't have jack of all trade. Now, if you have jack of all trade, this is the ultimate tire. This tire will outperform every tire in the game. The MHS2 jack of all trade will outperform every single one of them. And I'm talking for fucking days. It will outperform all of them. This is the one you want to use. Right here. Don't let nobody bullshit you. On medium, heavy, and off-road, if you can get these mud tires on jack of all trade, you better put them on before anything else. Don't waste your money. Don't believe me. Fuck around, use something, spend an hour trying to drive through some shit, or you'd listen to me and buy that tire or this fucking tire if you don't have jack of all trade, and you're going to save yourself a shit ton of drama, headache, and more time than you would trying to learn yourself. I'm trying to tell you, this is the secret sauce. Now, I was testing to see if this guy's ratings were true. They are not. They're close, but they're full of shit. Because when we used these tires, I never had to winch my way out of anything. I drove completely through on this tire's power alone. The only tire that did it. That's what I'm telling you. Use this tire. This is the only one out of the Pepsi challenge that beat them all. And I was showing you the second best tire if you didn't have JAT that you could use. But you're going to have a little more difficulty. Now, just to show you that this ain't no fluke. Now I'm just going to show you again that this ain't no fluke. Here's a heavy truck. Right here. This thing loves to get stuck in fucking everything. Now, we were using a two-wheeled vehicle. I'm going to show you in a heavy vehicle. We're going to recover. These are the tires. Now we're going to show you on heavies. These are 50s. We're going to go through it. These are showing 6.5, 2.5, 6.5. Now these are the tires that the game gives you. Now, these are all exactly rated the same. But I'm going to tell you right now, the tire that I used when I drove this before JAT was these tires right here. Don't let them bullshit you. These tires are ass compared to these ones. And the reason I say that is because you see the bulge at the bottom of that tire? That'll conform across rock better. That'll be better for rock. And it's saying it's a 2.2 and it's a 2.2. No, it's not. Watch, because boom. You don't see no bulge on the bottom of that, and they're a 2.2. They're full of shit. This one right here is your best mud tire that you can use, and I'll prove it after we run this bad boy, which again is a 7.9 and a 2.5, which is again the best tire. I'm going to show you again. Now this is on a heavy truck. You see what I'm saying? You're going to learn things here in a minute. We're going to go to that one. And then for off-road, you're going to use this one. Mud tire. You're going to use this one. This is the best tire that I personally have found that's better than any of them all. And people are like, oh, no, these ones are the greatest. No, they're not. It's these right here. All day fucking long. It's these ones. Trust me. Been through the Pepsi Challenge so many times testing tires to find the right ones. So we're going to start with this one. And again, we're going to roll heavy, all-wheel drive, and we're going to run it second gear. Now you gotta remember, this thing is a low boy, not meant for mud. Because I want to show you the work that these tires put out. So you don't think it's moving, but it is. It's moving right now. See, the other truck we used was higher in the air. Now we're going to use something that ain't. I ain't even following the original path, but we'll give her a go. Now remember, this is a lower truck than the one we drove, but it has more wheels. Rolling the JAT MHS2s. So that way you can see the difference between medium and heavies. This is a heavy duty. And even though this is a heavy duty and is lower to the ground, it's still, look at it. With these tires, it just goes where you want. You see, because of the mass of the tires, you see how it sinks into the mud, grabs and goes? Because it has that higher mass rating. So it's better in the mud. The main fight with this is the nose. Now watch. As soon as I get tire contact, look at that. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. There you go. Now I used a winch on that because it's not the same as the medium. Got gas tank hang up, but as soon as it grips, it's gone. Zero effort and weight resistance on the winch. As soon as any of those tires can catch. That is going to be your best JAT tire. Now I'm going to show you your best. I don't know why I keep fucking driving there when I can just literally teleport. Okay, that is your best off-road tire, mud tire, if you're going to be going off with this truck. Now, if you're going out, I told you, this is the one right here you want to use. They're saying this one's better. It is not. It's this one. I have tried this one here, and it is like nothing but heartbreak. This one just, it sinks. It does not grab. It's too narrow of a tire. You see, this was wider. And you can see at the bulge there, that's not a soft tire where this one is. You see right here? That's a softie. That's more firm. And that one's more firm. So I use these. Remember when I had to hit this into high range when it got into the deep mud? This thing still hasn't even dropped down to gear. Still in automatic in high gear. Hasn't dropped down to gear yet. So that's what I'm saying. It's good stuff, dude. Good stuff. We turned in earlier than we did before. Try to give these tires a better chance. We turned in a lot earlier. That way it had more traction. Because I know the JATs are better. Now, these are the regular tires I was telling you about. That isn't JAT. These are the best ones you want to use. They are the best. They're the best around when it comes to not JAT tires. These are the second best around. Let me repeat that. Second best around. We're going to hold on to some land here to see, go a little early. Give it a fighting chance. See how I'm like trying to let it be able to have a it's still moving, just barely. There we go. Come on. You got this. Come on, big guy. There you go. You're the best. Bro. There we go. You see, the same point where we were at the JATs. A little slower, took a little longer, but a lot better, you know, than, you know, what else. I'm telling you, these are going to be the best tire you're going to use that aren't JAT. Hell, we might even get better performance grabbing up that hill. I doubt it. What the hell's going on? There you go. Now we're going to see what we can do without the winch. But see, less resistance, didn't wear the hill down. This is going to be your second best tire. If you don't have JATs, this is the best tire you're going to be able to use. Write the shit down. Write the shit down. Right here. Write it down. So, for this truck, and a lot of people like to use this truck. That's why I'm giving you these two tires. This is going to be your best non-jack-of-all-trade tire, meaning the tire that the game gives you, no mods. These are not modded tires. These are just, this is all stats. These tires are all real in-game tires. The mod that I downloaded just gives you the stats of each tire that an admin would know by looking at them. That's all this is doing. You see, it's giving you the values. Like this saying it's better than this. No, we've challenged it. We put this tire up against this tire. And this tire lost horribly because it's a hard compound tire that don't do shit. It would do better on rock and off-road terrain, but as soon as it touches mud, it's over. This one does great in mud. I'm telling you right now, the value of this tire is damn near equal. I'm betting you 2.5. Because this tire outperforms everything, dude, that I've ever put on any truck. You've seen it. And I've drove this thing through after 9 times, you know. This is the best tire for this truck. If you have JAT, use this one. Now we're going to switch over to another truck, and I'll show you some juice on another one. That is the most commonly used truck. So leave that bad boy on. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Twin steer. Again, jack of all trade. MHS2s are the best that this truck can be had. And again, because this is another heavy off-road truck, it's going to use the same exact tires as the one as the Dairy Longhorn. You're going to use the DMHS2s. And to prove the point, again, I will show you. These are 63-inch tires. These float. They love to float. But we're going to give it to you. These tires, DMHS2s. This is the best tire that you will be able to use on this non-JAT. Now, if you have JAT, again, right here, your best tire. Right here. This is your winter chicken dinner of all tires. What's that? Prove it, you say? Okay. The thing shifted to third. See how I don't even have to wiggle the tire yet? I mean, I can do it to keep the tire from spinning on the rear. That's what it does, is it helps. If you're getting forward pull that's equal to the rear, less friction. But look at that. Just walks right through the shit. Look at that badass shit right there. Now, if you don't think this will make it up, you're gonna be wrong. Look at that shit. Like a glove. And then hit your e-brakes, turn, new. I hate being right all the time. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There's a wine, it teetering. I love it. I'm having fun, dude. This is such a great truck. But you all seen it. You all have seen this, you know, it's the real fucking deal, man. I already went up. I was just dicking around seeing if I could back down the hill. I mean, do I need to go on? Do I need to go on here? Do I have to keep proving the point? I don't. And I'm not going to waste any more time doing it. I just want to show you that is the new mod that gives you the tire view. It tells you admin information of the tires is all it does. It don't change the value of the tires. It doesn't make them better. All it does is give you the admin info of what each tire is and how good they are. But some of them are definitely wrong. But that's not bad, you know. Somebody is like, hey, I'm gonna take all of the what it is like I said, there's an admin menu. It gives you the measurements of all the tires when they're making them, and they can adjust point value. Well, these are the base stat point values that the admin, you know, the developer, sorry, not the admin, the developer of the game put for each of these tires. Some of them are wrong. I can tell you that now because of the mass. The people are not putting in consideration the mass. That is 1,000%, you know, gonna make a huge difference in performance when you're on and off road. There's also another mod that makes the fifth wheel on this work. Yeah, but again, see all these tires on here? Yeah, buddy. There's a goddamn reason. There is a reason. All set for relaxation. The Valley of Fallen Rocks. Delivered to the receiver's curtain side. I honestly wanna... Should've, yeah. I want to look at tire values on this one because these are the original tires, and I thought these were pretty damn cool. The MHS 2s, 065, see, 079s. I didn't have the stats on these, I tested them. I freaking tested them. On this truck, the MHS 5s, has a hard time with rock. Like, real bad time. And it was testing it. But wide. So I was like, yeah, that would be great on this. Again, right here. Better. Like, watch the height difference of the vehicle. Watch the bed. I have the bed, you see that line to the garage door? We're going to line it up. And watch what happens when we switch over to these. See? Now look at the tire and the windows. And then you got these. You want to use these. I'm telling you right now. If you don't have JAT, you want to use these. Right here. Look how wide those are. The better center of mass, dude. You want that. Use these on this truck. On the Baron G, you use MHS 3s, or you use these right here. You're gonna use those, or you're gonna use those. Where is it? Those. Now, because I haven't fucked about with these tires in a while on this, I want to fuck about with these tires on it for a while because, I mean, fuck it, right? Let's go to rim. Give it a rim job. Yeah. Right there. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Yeah, that looks good too. I like that too. That's a little salty too. I like those. That looks I like these or these two. And in all honesty, I mean, if I was to fuck around, I'd rather have these because if I'm hitting this thing, I don't want those scraping shit. You know what I'm saying? And blocking the side of the tire from being able to grab anything. So I would like, I would use these. And I'm going to show you how good these tires are. We're going to prove it. Ain't nothing to do but to prove it. I have all the faith in these tires. If I'm not using JAT, these are the tires I use. Okay, I need curtain side wooden planks, medium planks. Let's get this mission done. I'm done dicking around. Now I'm just gonna prove this shit. So instead of having my JATs on this one, I put the MHS3s on, and we're gonna go roll this mission with them to show you that just because I don't have JATs on don't mean that you can't have an easy good time with these tires. Now, I was using the Series 5 because somebody told me to, and I didn't like them. The performance on off-road, was horrible. Even though it's like, oh, that's excellent. No, it wasn't. As soon as you touched a pebble, dude, it was over. Now I'm going to show you what I've done. Like, watch this. You see how them tires are conforming to that rock? That's what you're looking for when you're going off-road. You see this? I'm not even in low range. It don't need it if you have a good tire. See? Tires aren't spinning, they're grabbing. If 4 of your 8 tires is grabbing, you're gonna be fine. Look at that. Nobody's business. Just right through it. Nothing to it, but to do it. You see what I'm saying? Look at that shit. So I don't want to hear. Now that was wet fucking rock too. Just so you know. Wet rock, dude. So nobody can give you that bullshit about, oh, well, let's see how he does it on wet shit when it's raining. Okay, you just seen him go down a goddamn mud hole through a wake up wet rocks that are clean. That answer your question? If you don't have the JATs, these are the fucking tires to use. Again, I have put all these tires through the Pepsi Challenge long before anybody came up with the fucking codes. Like I said, I'm so sure of these tires, dude. I mean, honestly, I don't think I even need to use that. I'll just put it in 3 low. You see, because all the tires have grip. The only point of the diff lock is when your tires are spinning and you can't get traction, as it locks them in and all of them go at the same time. But because, like I said, 4 out of 8 of these tires, if they are contact, have solid contact, it don't matter. There can be 4 other tires spinning. It only needs 4 of the solid ones holding. That's why 8-wheel drives are so awesome, because that's usually the case. That even when 4 are spinning, there's 4 that aren't. They're holding. Yeah, look at this thing go. Like I said, I have no doubt in these tires. I have 0 doubt in the ability of these tires. I've used them before so many times on trucks like this. I know goddamn well what it's going to go through. It's just an animal. They are animals, dude. I'm telling you. The best tire in the game, if you don't have JAT, are these tires. I'm going to go for a quick break. Go ahead and get yourself a beverage. I'll fire this up. I'm going to leave the stream going. I'm going to go have a cigarette and take a quick bathroom break. So give 10 minutes. You all do the same. We're going to start grinding a ton of missions. bathrooms. Where's pills? Like a good boy. That's a good dog. Okay. Go time. Still an automatic, still no div lock. We're gonna switch it over, get me some better lighting, because I feel awful about that. There we go. Now you guys can see better. Sorry about that. Now I just keep it in high range. Let this guy do his business. Get up on the high stuff right here. Keep to the high stuff. And there's your diff lock. Look at that. Look at him go with that heavy trailer. That trailer is as heavy as this truck. And we're going right to this mud. Not one tire spinning. Look at that. See? Put that in third. Still nothing. Right back to high range. Get over here, ride the high stuff. Look at that, conforms to the rock. An automatic. See, 2 of the 4 tires spinning, 4 aren't. Don't gotta fucking put it, you see? It's the tires, man. The engine, the torque, and the tires is all that matters in this game. And if you have a perfectly balanced one, see, look at that. Look how it just goes over these, zero issue. Now, see how all 4 or all 8 are spinning? Now watch. You see how the rear, some of them stick and some don't? Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Now watch. 3rd gear. Because 4 are not spinning and 4 are, it don't make a difference. It's going to pull you through the same speed no matter what. This is one of the best trucks in the game. Because you can get a lot done with this truck a lot faster because it's balanced to do the job. Like, I know people like to go that way. Me, I like to go this way. Right through here. You see that fence right there? I'm trying to give you a view so you can see through. It's a straight shot through right to it. That's why I like going this way. I did it on purpose, and then you just honk your horn. You see that? And it shows you where you can go through, right there. That's what I'm trying to show you. These stumps don't matter. You can drive right over them in this truck. But my trailer kinda did me wrong there. But as I was saying, you can drive right over these. See? And you just drive right through here. And you ain't gotta do all that wiggle wobbling around all the other bullshit. You just go right through. See? Zero issue. Look, we ain't even in, because we're in third gear, see? Or grabbing, or spinning, it don't matter. It's gonna keep going perfectly. Okay, we need 2 wooden plank. So I think we were gonna put the medium on this one. And then we'll put the 2 smaller on there, but it'll be less weight when you're trying to tow. This will give you better weight on the tandems of this truck. You see what I'm saying? To go than if it was back in there. So this here, and then in your trailer, that's where you're going to put your wooden plank. And there you go. And now you have this thing balanced for an even haul. Because if you had that long one on the back, it would actually be heavier because it's all one solid thing. And if you look at the count, these boards are bigger than what are on the other ones as far as like size. These are like 12 by 12s, and the one on the back down there looked like fucking 6 by 6. They're not the same size logs. The length is different and the width is different. But look at that. Look at the grip. Now that it's got all that weight in it. There's barely any tire spin. That's what I wanted to show you. You're weighted down and it's still, it's not enough to bog it, you know what I mean? We're going to try to move that rock out of the way of the tire. And you see, it conforms to it. See that? Conformed it to it. I've never tried to drive this truck up this, so you gotta give me a minute to bear with it here. This is just for the challenge. But you see how much it's got great grip, dude. No matter where it goes. Look at that. Look at the size of this hill we're on. And this thing's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, bring it, dude. See, getting that turbo going. Look at that shit. This truck ain't meant to go through here. This truck is not meant to go through here. Now look at it in low range. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. It goes boom, 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 right through. It don't give a shit. He's like, do what you want. I don't care. Turn diff lock on, third gear, no tires spinning. Look at that. Walks right through the shit. This is basically a wheeled tank. So look at that, high range. Nothing, no tire spin. Doesn't give a shit. Oh no, here's some stones. Doesn't care. Put it in automatic. Look at that. Then high range. Help get the RPM up. Back to automatic. High range. Get back to automatic. See, look at that. It don't care. This thing goes wherever it wants, how it wants. Why I like this truck with these tires on it. You think these tires are awesome? Wait until you use the JATs if you have them. They're even better. Oh my God, I've been driving around with that load loose. There we go. But now you see what I'm talking about. You see what I mean? It fucking goes wherever you want. If you use the right tire, you're not going to have a hard time, dude. Now, am I saying the Verone G is going to handle every single scenario? hard leans and all that? No. But it can go places. If you know how to drive, it will go places. It will go a lot of places. When I first started playing this level, I honked the horn at that and it sent one of those trucks flying. Now look at this. We're gonna turn that off and just drive through here in three low without the diff lock on. Look at this. See, it drives right through it, no issue. This is why I like high range in this. Because 90% of the time you can just blaze right through a mud hole and this thing will be fine in this truck. Drop it to automatic. When it starts to spin, boom, right back to high. Like I said, they're shifting gears 50,000 times. Drop it from high to automatic. Let it catch, then go again. Okay. Now, refuel. There we go. And again, right over shit, it don't care. See, didn't even have the diff on. You don't need it. That truck right there does the same thing this one does, but look the same. Look at that. Same fucking tires I'm using on this one. See? Same fucking tires. I don't always use the JATs. Sometimes I just want to mix it up a little to show people that you don't have to have JATs to get through the game. But I'm telling you, these are the best tires, period. See how it's not spinning? 4 ain't spinning, 2 are, boom. Then back up to high range. Now I could have fueled up at that truck, but what's the point? There's a fuel point right here. Let's use this and save the fuel for that one. Now I go 3 high through here because it's so tight. And that's the only reason. But once I get to where I know I can go straight, bam, right back to high, see? But do you see what I'm saying? You don't have to do a lot of shifting in this truck. That's what I love about it. I'm just fucking romping, stomping. Like wreck shit, dude. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, this thing's a fucking beast, man. Look at this. Fucking high range through mud holes, dude. You can't beat that. That's what I'm telling you, dude. Traction. It's all about fucking traction, dude. And these ain't no cheat tires. These are just the basic fucking tires the game gives you. You just gotta know what you're looking for, man. See this? Third gear. How many fucking tires do you know that you can go through a mud hole in third gear and keep traction of 4 of the 8 tires? None. Fucking none. Now these are just plain Jane. These are your tires. Look at that. Look at the grip. Not an ounce of slide. There you go. That took a lot to get that to slide. Any other truck you tried that with would already have slid down that hole off that pole. Now we're not going to use this truck to take that curtain side back. We're going to use a different one because I want to. We're going to drive this back right over here and we're going to park it. And we're going to bring a different truck in just for shits and giggles. I heard somebody came up with some mods for the 805. Not motor or transmission, none of that. Like, where you could actually add a fifth wheel and that kind of shit onto this. It gets rid of the bed, and I'd like to check that one out. But see how they changed the there's a trailer hitch on it now instead of a pintle hook. It's a trailer hitch. They turned it to Scout. In case y'all were wondering. One thing I wish that they would have done is put like a fucking like a rock crawler lift on this and lifted it up, like the body up like fucking 8 inches. That would have been perfect. Because these tires bottom out on this thing all the fucking time. I don't even know how they let you put these on without, you know, without that. But again, these tires, you know, I mean, it gives it better stability. With these tires, it gives it perfect stability, but it doesn't give you perfect off-roading. I keep these on because it's the most stable tire for this vehicle. Keeps it from rolling a lot. Okay, that gonna work for me. Well, the GWC's there. Where is my other one? Where's the Desperado? I know I have it. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is from Glitchworks. And I like driving this. This is a new one that he put out for a contract. Somebody paid him to do it. But now you can see, we'll go to these mud tires here, and we'll get you going here. See, he has his own, and you see on his tires that he made, you see dirt 3.5, asphalt 3.5, mud 3. So he's telling you what is what. Like mil spec, see, asphalt 3.5, dirt 3.5, mud 3. You know, these are his tires. Then he's got a set called OP right here. Look at those. All values to 9, meaning absolutely you will never spin a tire, ever. You will never ever spin a tire. It's perfect grip. Why would anybody use that? It defeats the purpose of the fun of the game. You see what I'm saying? And that's me. I don't like that. I went with these because driving it, I knew how good one was off-road and off-road. You know, like, you see what I'm saying? And it's like, I know these tires are great off-road. I know they are. I know these are too because they're wider. These are narrow and these are wider. These are better in mud because they'll dig. They'll dig more in the mud, get down to where there's, better traction. But again, these are damn near identical. There is really no difference. I just like these because they have a little more meat on the bones. You see what I'm saying? And if you look, you see how there's just a tiny bit of bulge on these ones? I mean, these look awesome and all, but I like these. I just like these. But I wanted to show you that. We're gonna actually put that, look at that, heavy crane. Boom. Dually bed. Yeah. See, that looks cool. With those dualies sticking out like that. That's why I have that, because that bed's wider. You know what I mean? See, this just slows it down a little bit. And that's what you do. You just find your balance, man. See, now it's just not godly crazy fast. You gotta be careful on your steering. You jerk that wheel too hard, you'll roll her. You gotta be sensitive. But this is about as fast as the trying to remember the damn name of it. That one scout truck I have is the Ford. The F-750 drives about that fast. It's pretty quick when you get that sumbitch on the straightaways, dude. And that's a stock one. You know what? I'm gonna see something. Nice. Well, that just saved a bunch of river crawling. Oh yeah. Now you seeing the tires that I'm using ain't perfect. They're just like the ones that we were using before, if not worse. You're about to find that out. Now I could take the road all the way around and get over there really fast, but Jimmer wants to play in the mud, man. I want to play in the two-holer and the shit. Woo! Damn. So you can see, you can get this truck stuck. It ain't invincible. It's all in how you drive, my man. All in how you drive. See? Not helping it go faster. If you get them tires to not spin, you see that? That's all that fucking matters. All about how you drive. Torque, tire, motor. Torque from your transmission, gearing, motor to provide that acceleration that's needed to provide that torque. Everybody wants to go 100 miles an hour somewhere. I don't. I just want to get there with the least amount of bullshit. That's me, though. I mean, to each their own, I guess, you know. Look at that. Thing down there took off in high range. That's when you know you got good gearing. We're not going to take the easy way. We're going to take the hard way, which was the way we came back through here with the other truck. I think I want to test this thing's abilities. This is a lot bigger and a lot more unstable load than this I used the last time. See, I should have had something on the bed of this, like a set of bricks, to really give this thing some traction. Because if there was weight on the bed of this truck, it would reduce tire spin. And that right there. I think we're gonna grab a load of bricks from over here. See how the tires are spinning? No weight. We need to get weight on that rear axle in a big way. Trying to get it as far in as I can before I have to put it in a low range and get stuck. There is no perfect tire. There's only good gearing. A good balance of motor gear is what you want. Grabbing a quick repair for both my pieces of equipment. And then we're going to get ourselves a little load of something here. Something or other. Bricks are lower. Now you see how it's pulling through better because it ain't spinning as hard. See how the front's getting grip? It's because the weight's balanced, it's distributed evenly. See? make it to that gas station. It's going to be by fumes. But I do have those emergency cans on top. I think it's enough to give us a half a tank. Fuck are you, whale, and fuck are you, dolphin? You get the fuck up this hill, and we need to do it quick. But turn on that turbo is whining. Get to the fucking traction, bro. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. We gotta go now. Boy, when I said barely, look at that shit. So the spare fuel was 106, okay. Really? There we go. Nice. This truck got beat to shit a little bit, but you know what? I give her a 10. I'm just kidding. I don't give it a 10. I give it a. I mean, it's a good little workhorse. Good little workhorse. I should put the other tires on it though. It'll get better traction in the mud. I just like these because they, like I said, they look wider, look kind of nicer. And I'm a stickler for, you know, for that kind of shit. Okay, for a rainy day, Southwest Village, 2 cement and a short log. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. I mean, I like this. I like this truck. It is a good truck. See, that's what I'm trying to see. Will shit fall off the back of this easily when it's unstrapped? Look at that. I like that. I like how it has a helper mode. Look at this. Just fucking cock diesels that bitch up even higher in the air. It don't even need it. It's just for the rear. That is so cool. That gives it that extra to you know, tow some of that heavier shit. That's why it's got that. It's a towing. That's a towing stance right there. So the more weight that you added, the more that some bitch will work for you. The decoder. Yeah, this truck is as fast as this one. That 750 is as fast as this turd. Pretty much the whole basics of this truck is that truck, except for they just add diesel sounds to this and made it less fucking bouncy. But as far as torque and everything else, that truck does what this one does. Nice. I've got trucks for days, man. Look at there, see? Trucks for days. Like these tires, I kept the stock tires on it. They're fucking mud tires. And they stick out way further than anything else. They're a lot wider. Everybody's like, oh, I changed that shit like this right here. I've tried these suspensions. Like this and these. They're fucking worthless, dude. You just put stock on it, leave it low. You're good to go. The crawler makes it too loose. It wants to roll on everything. When you unraised, that's too stiff. Makes it want to fucking roll on everything because it's hopping. This one right here is just fine and dandy. It's like that perfect balance between each. It's got a little flex, won't roll as easy, but I mean, it still rolls, but not as easy as using these two. Like I said, there's no fucking point in it. See how the front end's way up on this one? And it's not here. The front's still raked, the same as stock. See, ass end is lifted on the crawler, and the front is still the same. The raised does both of them, the front and the back. Like 8 inches. Look at that. Watch, ready? That is a huge fucking difference. Yeah, see, off-road, 3. It's maxed out. 1.7 in mud. That's pretty damn good. 1.26 on wheel weight ratio. Holy shit. No wonder these things are an animal. 440 kilograms. Holy shit. Them are fucking OP as a motherfucker. See, that's 3.2, 1.5. With 400 kilogram. These are the ones I chose. This was 440 at 225 at 126. You see that? It's fucking insane. But these are the ones I chose that weren't. Now you gotta remember, I didn't have these tire specs to tell me anything. I just knew them. And these motherfuckers, look at it. And they ain't even JATs, dude. These are JATs. These ones right here. DOHD 3s. 3.1, 1.6, 400 kilograms, 2.5 at 124. Same with these. Same with these. In fact, this tire, according to the stats, are fucking better than these. Because these are 3.2, 1.5. And these are 3.2 or 1.5. That's fucking crazy, dude. That is fucking crazy. Right there. 1.7. These are 2 points better. These are fucking tied with this tire that is currently on it. And this one's even better for road. See, and they're saying good. But when you're looking at that, them are fucking 1.9 in mud. They're fucking better. This tire is all around better than this one. You want to know why? Width. Width, my man. Watch. Width. Width. Width makes all the difference when you're hauling. Look at under the bed. Look at the bed railing where those hooks are. Watch this. Width. That's why. That is fucking why. But these are better because it can hold more weight. You see that? 440. Look at these right here. These right here. This has 5 is like on the wheel rating. This one's higher by 5 than this. The mud rating on this is 0.2 higher than these. And the kilograms is 400. But you see how there's no sag or bulge in these tires? Look at the bulge in that. You see how there's a sag in the tire? That makes these conform better to areas. But essentially these are the same exact fucking tire. I'm like not even joking. The same exact tire. I kind of want to give these a go and see how the difference is in these. Because I always just left the originals on, didn't really fuck with it. There's already a huge stability difference. I can fucking tell you that. Oh, holy shit. Are you seeing this shit? This thing is a fucking mud monster. Like, look at this shit. He just don't even fucking care, dude. He's like, let's get it. I couldn't even put any other truck in third. Look at this fucker go. Oh, yeah. Dude, that's slutty. Oh my god, dude. No fucking way. No fucking way. Wow, this thing is outperformed shit like nobody's business, dude. I found a golden ticket. I found a golden ticket, that's for true. Okay, now that we have the right tires, we're going to test it with the crawler suspension. Because I got a golden ticket. Oh yeah, see that lean? Dude. That's fucking nuts. That's knuckin' butts, bro. got a golden ticket. Best way to test a place if you want it to roll or not. Okay, so this one doesn't have as much problem because it was lifted higher. Bro, these tires on this thing are insane. And these are not even the best ones. This is the ones I told you that I thought would be best. And I was goddamn right, dude. These are the best tire. And these are just standard tires you can buy. These ain't JAT. These ain't the ones that originally came on it, but the ones that originally came on it are damn near exactly as these, except for they're a little heavier. They're narrower though, which is bad. Like I said, man, you want tires. The more tire you have, the better off you're gonna be. Now let's see if I have to slow down again, or do I just drive right back up this turn? Right back up it, zero issue. And that's with a lift. So now we can keep the lift on it with these tires because it makes it as stable as it is with stock with the narrower tires. Shazam! I would love to get rid of that fucking drop bumper though. Okay, now again, gonna show you some numbers here. Down here on the all quote off-road tires, these are the ones that come on it. The Mercedes-Benz Actros. Now, the difference between this and this is this tire does not bulge. It's a hard compound. Whereas this one does. And they're wider. These are narrower. These are wider. Look at the yellow strip right there on the edge of the door. We're going to get the edge of the tire there with it. Watch. Ready? Narrower. Wider. More stability, which means you can put a lift. Now, if you go by numbers, these are 440 kilogram at 2.5 by a 1.26 wheel rating. Bullshit. These are a better tire than these. And I'm going to prove it. We're going to make the run again with these. And of course I had OHD2s. And these are way good off-road. But I'm going to get rid of them. I don't really need them because there's that much off-roading this thing's doing. It's doing more mud running. So these are the original tires that come on the truck. We're going to take the same run, same time of day, same condition. Perfect. Now, we have the lift on it. And as you can see, it's pretty unstable already because of the thin tires. I mean, it's leaning hard, see? We're going to go right down the same path. Now this is with the lift on it. See, it can't even go third gear like the other one did quickly. Watch. See, doing the wheel trick. Like I said, I'm driving it like a pro. I want this to go too fast. I want these tires to prove me wrong. And we're stuck. How? I mean, I know how, and I can tell you why. One is they're a hard compound tire, not a soft like the other ones, and they're not as wide. But like I said, I'm going to drive it. Same time of day, same line. Because these tires weren't spinning to begin with. Here we go. Come on. Come on, big boy. Let's see what these got with the lift kit. Oh yeah, nice. See, it just doesn't have as much, like I said, it doesn't have as much traction in the mud. It was slower in the mud, but once it hit land, identical. Everything's identical but the mud. The width, dude, it's the width of the tires. The mass and the volume. It weighs you down, gets you in the mud to the shit where you can stick and drive. You know what I'm saying? So, we got her figured out, my mans. We got her. Now, I want to try these without a lift. I want to see how stable you see, because look, with the lip gone, if you look, that's a huge lift. That's a massive lift. Watch the front bumper. Up at the front bumper was the edge of the garage here, right by that yellow strip. The left side of the bottom of the bumper, right by that yellow strip, and you're gonna watch. Look at how low that is. That's so much better a center of gravity. But the problem with it is that that nose will be able to dig. Whereas here, you got a little extra wiggle room. So, if I remember correctly, I had to use sorry. Dude. I had to use the winch when I was using stock, but with crawler and raised, I didn't have to. And I didn't use these tires on it when it was stock, I don't believe. Or maybe I did, and I was like, let's see how it works when it's raised. You see, I'm so fucking brain dead tired right now. Trying to test shit. You see, this is without the lift. You see how that nose is digging the mud? It's plowing it. See, that tells you how good these tires are. Because even you put that shit in low, look at that, move that tire. And this is way low compared to what we was doing before. See, just hands down fucking quicker. And that's without the fucking lift. So you have to remember, when it gets to a certain depth, it's pushing the mud. This truck is pushing through the mud. That's no winch. See? The winch just to get the nose up. You see? That's what's fucking epic. So, as you've seen, this thing can go in some pretty gnarly fucking shit, dude. I mean, you've seen that hill. That hill is damn near straight up. It's the tires and the gearing, I tell you. I can make every fucking truck in this game do the same shit damn near. A fully independent suspension kit for otherwise impassable terrain. Really? Because when I'm looking back there on there, that's a solid fucking axle on the back of that piggy. See? That axle ain't changing to independent. It's all solid axle. Same there. The only difference is this has got a raked stance. See? These are the best tire for this truck. Period. The OHD ones. Might actually start using this more. Now that I got that all ironed out. The issue I was having was that this was too low. I didn't like it, and it was dragging mud too much. Now this thing's gonna be a bastard of fun. Yeah. So I'm taking a boot. How far back is that pinhole? Oh wow. You have like dick for room in here. Boy, I can tell you right now, this is a ball sweater. You got no room to spread them legs and relax while you're driving, so your balls are like cramped up in between your legs, so this definitely wouldn't be a comfortable ride. I'm just saying. I mean, I gotta be able to, let one leg move over a little bit while I'm driving an 18-wheeler, Let that air hit my balls. Because when you're sitting down in a hot-ass seat in 90 degrees in a pair of shorts, like good denim shorts, you know what I mean? But it ain't like I'm wearing swim trunks. Try to, you know what I mean? When you're riding like that, a nice dress shirt on. I wanna look good. I wanna be able to feel good. Because, your DOT regulations, you gotta stop every so often and do inspections, and, that's not a big deal. You gotta stop, do your logs, do your inspection, and fucking, you can do that either after, I think it's 2,000 miles or every 2.5 hours. Or not 2,000 miles, every 200 miles or 2.5 hours. Fucking 2,000. You see, I'm tired. But I mean, if they could get that big, massive fucking, I understand why it's there, because it's a compact cab over. I mean, it's honestly, this is not meant for off-roading. I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious. It's more of a highway use off-road scenario. Like mud holes is not where you'd see this truck. I mean, the most you'd see out of this bad boy is maybe a logging road, and that would be about as far as they would push it, because a cab over is nose heavy. They always are. They always have been, unless you're counterweighting the rear of the truck with weight to ensure that after a 13-degree downhill, these sons of bitches don't start wheel riding. You see what I'm saying? That's why they don't use these off-road. It's because they're too fucking dangerous. There's no way with this rake and stance that this thing would be very stable. I wouldn't see it, you know what I mean, without that big heavy ass iron fucking box on it. If this thing had no box on it and it was just straight frame, this motherfucker would be like, if you hit the brakes, that ass end would come up off the ground. I guarantee it. Quicker than shit, because of how tall this cab is, how far forward it is over the tires. You see that? How it's like, how far forward over the tires it is? Now, if you want a safe cab over, the safe cab overs are, the driver's seat is behind the front, or the middle of the front of the tire. Whereas this one, if you look, is in front of the middle of the tire. The Americans are further back and over the tire. Like the middle of the tire. You're more just behind the middle of the tire is where the person is sitting in a US cab over. This thing is a suicide box. I just pretty much, if they would let me name my vehicles, I would call this the suicide. I would call it the suicide. Because you have to be suicidal to want to drive one of these motherfuckers. But that's it for tonight, man. We did a lot. I don't even think we're working on contracts. I think we're on task still. Oh, let's take a look, see. Yeah, I think we've been rolling tasks. Last run before the cold. We've been wiping out a lot of tasks. Let me see what we got here. Was I fucking with that? No. Oh, I think we were doing these. All set for relaxation. Belly of the fallen rocks. Blah bitty fucking blah. So mediums, I think medium pipes are a 3. I can't remember right offhand. I think medium pipes are a 3 slot. And small pipe is 2 slot. I think that's how that goes. Small pipe is 2, medium is 3, large pipe is 5. Industrial boiler. Kirkwood Crane recommended. I think we're gonna use this turd. This would be the safer unit. Yeah, but if you're looking at that, and then where the hell is the where did I park it? Where's the G? Is it here? Or is it over at the other place? I think I might have it over at the other place. We dipped. We do. Yeah, right here. I want to show you the difference between what we were riding in now and the one we're about to jump into. Now again, do you see how non-American is like? This one's actually a little further back, not by much, but a little more. I'd say about 5-6 inches back further. than the other one, because the other one you were sitting literally equal with the front of the tire and where the rim connected to the tire. And on this one you're sitting forward of the bearing cap and the outer side of the rim. That's where you're centered, is there on the forward side of that bearing cap. You know what I'm saying? And America's is always behind to give it a little bit more stability, you know, for lateral roll. Keeps it from what they call muling. Oh yeah, I was just about to fall asleep. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I'm getting fucking tired. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Peace and chicken greases.